1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's our Anzac round of the V8 League for 2020. We're at Pukekohe, New Zealand, and the grid is huge tonight. So there's going to be a lot of action on this short circuit. We've got some drivers from Indonesia, Tasmania, Sweden, and New Zealand. So we'll go through it as the night goes on, but very much an international event tonight. Our guys are in a qualifier session. We've got 6 minutes to go. We're currently watching Scott Flack at the moment in the Holden. I forget what the team name is, but this is new colours for him tonight. I won't say it's Ricky Bobby. It's more mellow yellow from Days of Thunder. So we should see him up the top end tonight. It is a short circuit. We're expecting just under the 1 minute qualify mark. You can see Flack just locking up into turn 2, 3, get onto the back straight, nice and smooth, even though he smoked up the tyres. That's not a bad time. We've got a Red Bull back there parked on the circuit, so we'll see who that is at the moment. Daniel Opedisano is in fine form. He's on pole at the moment. We'll go back to our Aussie coloured V8 of Scott Flack, currently leading our Formula 1 league at the moment. I'll try and give a quick run through just to show you who's who tonight. We've got Daniel Opedisano, Thomas Foster, who's just parked it for that lap. Billy Fraser from New Zealand, he's driving in the SCT logistics car. Thomas Foster, Billy Fraser, Liam Tollard-Williams, he's driving in the Boost Holden, and he's from Tasmania, racing from Tasmania tonight. Hayden Warrington, he's also from New Zealand, so he's in the Gizzy car, bit of local favouritism from those guys. David Baker, he's actually switched out of the Shell Helix car, as you can see just in front. And he's chosen to drive for the Monster. He's changed contracts with Bryce Royal, so they've switched cars for tonight's event, as David wants to race next season in the Monster Energy Ford Mustang. We've got Bradley Martin for Aces. He's in the Mustang. He's currently in P9, but he's also hasn't really posted his fastest time at the moment. Just bring up the quali time so we can see our sectors and see if anyone's on a flyer at the moment. Scott Flack's taken pole in the Aussie colours, but we'll go through. We've got Peter Foster joining us for the first time, father of Thomas Foster, which I'm sure we'll get a good look at both of them tonight. He's in the Green Eyed Monster Ford Falcon colours, so he'll be sporting that. He's currently in P11. Bryce Royal, as we saw earlier, he's switched to the number 17 car from David Baker. Daniel Grace is rookie with us tonight, and he's lost his front wing already. Halil Caesar, he doesn't really belong down here, but it looks like he's struggling to get a clean lap in. So I'm sure we'll see him try and get some clean track and post a time. Daniel Grace is in the Red Bull. He's in the 17 car. Hello, and Troy Jaslowski, trying to get a good look at his new, looks like he's got a new livery as well in the Ford Mustang, but it wasn't the Ned Kelly Racing car. Back up front, looks like Daniel's on an outlap. We've got 3 minutes to go, so usually this is a private session. Unfortunately, the service settings have changed on us last minute, so we've had to run with it. So the guys really need to find a clear bit of track to get a good time in. Okay, so I'll see if I can bring up Thomas Foster. We've got a couple of driver cams on tonight. one of our new additions to the stream. There you can see Thomas Foster rolling out of pit lane. He's in currently P3 in the championship. Actually, speaking of the championship, I'll just quickly run through there. Tonight, we're at Pukekohe. We've only got about 4 rounds to go. As you can see, every 2 weeks now we've got a round on. Phillip Island, Simmons Plains and Oran Park will round out at the end of our season. At the moment, the season standings, just so you get an idea of who's who and who's the faster ones. Daniel Opedasano is currently on pole. He's he's back on pole with a 58.828. He's also leading the championship. Halil Caesar in P2. Thomas Foster climbed up last week after winning the Gold Coast Enduro round for double points. Nathan Mannix couldn't be with us tonight, so he's going to drop down even further, and we've got Brad Martin in P5. David Baker climbing up, currently in P6. Trent Grabel couldn't make it with us tonight. Troy Jaslowski P8, Ross Licciardi in P9, and Greg Gavalis rounding out the top 10. Let's get back to the current standings. We've got 1 minute to go in the qualifier session of a 10-minute quali session. Opedasano, Flack, Foster. So we can see Foster on screen now. That's Foster in the driver cam. He drove away last round at Service Paradise. Unfortunately, Daniel Opedasano had a couple of pit lane penalties, which gave Thomas Foster a bit of breathing space. Scott Flack's been really nailing and getting used to these V8s. Totally different car to drive than the F1s, and he's really finding his form in the V8s. As you can see that he's in P2 at the moment. 15 seconds to go. Will he cross the line in time? We'll soon see. Also got the track map up there, so you can see where everyone is on circuit. The yellow means they're in pit lane. Doesn't look like Foster's going to make the checkered flag and start his final lap. Unless there's a slow delay. No, he's pulled out. So a couple of guys still left on circuits as Thomas Foster grabs a refreshment. Very hard to get a clean run here. This is why we usually have a private session, so we're not interrupted. Halil Caesar has moved up into P4 at the moment. Thomas Paul, one of our newbies, we're not familiar with him, but he will be driving in the Super Cheap Auto colours. And Ronaldo Ito, he's driving with us from Indonesia. He joined us in the Formula One round last week, so he's up in P7 already, so he's definitely getting to grips with the Holden. Okay, we're just waiting for a couple of guys to finish off their quali laps at the moment. We've got Peter Foster currently in P12, but he's up and looks like we've dropped that one. Anders Andersson, he'll be racing with us from Sweden as well. You'll see him in the Jamie Wing Cup Red Bull car. Okay, so qualifier results. We had Daniel Opedasano starting in P1, Scott Flack starting in P2, Thomas Foster second row of the grid, next to Halil Caesar, Thomas Paul in 5, Ronaldo Ito in 6, Billy Fraser in 7, Liam Tollard Williams from Tasmania, he's in P8, Hayden Warrington P9, and Bradley Martin in the top 10. David Baker in P11, not too happy with the car setup at the moment. Peter Foster in 12, Ross Roll 13, Anders Anderson 14, David Grace 15, and Troy Jaslowski. Looks like the truck assist car in P16. Alright, we're just going to check with the drivers and we'll be back in a minute. With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
Okay, welcome back. We're just waiting for the guys to grid up at the moment. It's going to be a formation lap. So the guys are all getting nervous now because it's a big field on a short circuit. We're going to have lots of carnage, so we'll look forward to that. Okay, it's a nervous wait. We're not taking off yet. We're just waiting for the boys to roll off. There they go. So this is the opportunity for the guys to warm up their tyres. And while they're doing that, I'll just go over the starting order. So as before, it's Daniel Opposano, Scott Flack on the front row, Thomas Foster and Hillel Caesar, P3 and 4. Third row will be Thomas Paul from New Zealand, Ronaldo Ito from Indonesia, Billy Fraser from New Zealand, Liam Tollard Williams is from Tasmania. P9 is Hayden Warrington, he's starting P9. Bradley Martin from Sydney is in P10. David Baker is in the store here, and we'll get across to his cam in a minute. Bryce Roll in 13, Anders Anderson in 14. He's from Sweden. Daniel Grace and Troy Zaslowski rounding out the top 16. Okay. So everyone's nervous, including myself, because it's going to be a doozy this one, so strap yourselves in. That's Thomas Foster on screen at the moment. Okay, so the guys have got a grid up in position. You can see Thomas Foster's already in position at the moment. Okay. Okay, Bradley Martin, we can see Troy Zaslowski up the back. Alright, boys gridding up, just waiting for the tail enders to come up to the grid now. Got a couple of monster cars on screen. Okay. And they're off and racing, green light, we're on our way. Daniel Opedisano gets away cleanly as Scott Flack just tucks him behind. Got Hillel back in third and Thomas Foster dropping back into fourth. Oh, and he just gets clipped from the Kiwi. That's, wow, there's a lot of action going on here. Penalty for Daniel Grace as he probably jump-started the race. We'll see what happened to Thomas Foster there. Let's go to the replay, try and restart, but it's a terrible start for these guys. That's father-son getting interlocked. We'll go back live now. It's that's Liam Tollard. He's currently in P5 at the moment. Opedisano out in front with Scott Flack close behind, and there's Halil Caesar. So Thomas Foster falling all the way to the back with Peter Foster right next to him. This is a gap up the front. 6, 7, 8. That's Baker, Thomas Paul, and Rinaldi Ito in the Monster Energy car. Currently watching David Baker at the moment. While we're watching David Baker, we'll bring up his driver cam. There he is in the foreground. That's David Baker in the foreground sporting the Maroons colours. He's watching over his back, and just in the back behind him is our latest rookie, Daniel Grace at the moment. We'll go back up the front where the action is. It's Opedisano, Flack and Halil Caesar. Bradley Martin making his way up the front too. He's kept out of trouble and he's 7 seconds back, but he's got no one around him, so he's not under threat by anyone. Further back, the race is really heating up. These guys are really tangling with each other, trying to sort out, stay on circuit. As we see Baker in the second monster car dropping back into P9. We see Billy Fraser involved in that earlier incident. We've got to give Billy Fraser not a penalty, just a warning there for causing an incident in turn 1. So he should be giving position back to Thomas Foster, the car behind. There he goes, he's just pulled over. Back up the front, there's plenty of action as Caesar's gotten past Flack in P3, and they're sporting the Aussie colours there in New Zealand for this Anzac round. Close behind P5 is Liam Tollard Williams. He's been chased down by Thomas Paul. Will he get him under brakes? Takes a tie line inside, and Thomas Paul gets the job done. So we're on board with Thomas Paul at the moment. Sorry, Liam Tollard Williams looking at the back of Thomas Paul. There's a lot of action going on as Daniel Grace is stuck at the hairpin at the moment. Thankfully the leaders have gotten past quite cleanly. We can see Hello Caesar really forcing the issue with Opposano up front. Scott Flack just dropping off a little bit there. And Bradley Martin moving into P4 at the moment. Which he has been actually. So Thomas Paul's coming, but he's just ran wide there. Costing him a bit of time. This might allow Liam Tollard-Williams to close up the back as he's holding P5 and 6 at the moment. Warrington and Czeslowski have pulled out already. Could be a mechanical issue or damage from the opening lap. As we watch Thomas Paul going down the back straight. The top three really quite close with each other. We're coming up to some back markers now. So this is really going to play into their hands. Not Daniel's hands at front, but Halil at the back, because he's going to feel the pressure in front and the back. Looks like Thomas Foster's pulled out at the moment. I can see a DNF. I can still see him driving, so no, he's pulled out of that one. Let's go back trackside. You can see the gaps there now, and they're really coming up behind the back markers on lap 7. We're halfway through the race at the moment. Going down the back turn. And that's Anders Anderson just moving out of the way now at the back markers. There it goes. Great track etiquette, letting the leaders through, but it looks like he's just locked up himself into the hairpin, lost his braking markers. We'll see where Thomas Paul is chasing down Bradley Martin, as we can see the gaps definitely closing at the moment. It's whether these guys really mentioning those tyres, as this hairpin really burns the front lefts, trying to get this heavy car to turn pretty much back on itself. So we're seeing a few gains here. That's Bradley Martin moving up 6 places. They're just overtaking, it looks like, Daniel Grace at the moment, as this is the tightest battle on track at the moment. Oh. Thomas Paul really trying to get in close there. Let Brad Martin know that he's there. He's not really getting away on the back straight. Brakes at the 150 mark, down second gear, getting it to turn in. Brad Martin really taking that really well, nice and tight and smooth, holding firm against Thomas Paul in P5 at the moment. So we've still got the top 3. Thomas Paul's not all over the road, but trying to get in Brad's mirrors. You can see it looks like Brad's really struggling on tyres at the moment, as he's taking it quite cautiously, mixing with the left-right there onto the main straight. We'll just go out and see whether he gets it done into turn 2 and 3, as Brad Martin overcooks, and that's going to really unsettle the car. He's gone wide there, so it looks like Thomas Paul right up the back of Foster at Martin at the moment. Will he get him under brakes? Brad Martin's quite deep under brakes, but Thomas Paul's got the inside line. They're side by side as they go to the left. Martin's just got to hold it firm, take the inside line, make sure Thomas Paul works hard, but he's got the inside done. Brad Martin's trying to squeeze him out, but he's going to come off second best as Thomas Paul gets the job done, moving up into P4. Great job from Thomas Paul from New Zealand. Will that bring Liam Tollard-Williams up into play behind Brad Martin? There's still about a 1.5 second gap behind them. Ronaldo Ito quite comfortable in P7 at the moment. We're lap 10 of 15. It's only 5 laps to go there. Baker in the other monster cars back in P8. Bryce Royal is in P9. Looks like up the front, Hello Caesar's taken the lead from Opposano. Fleck's still there, but he's just dropping off the back a little bit there. Second and a half back from the second position of Opposano. Halil really getting the grips with this car and this track, as he's got a new DD direct drive wheel, which he's been setting up for the last couple of rounds, but it looks like he's definitely getting comfortable. As you can see, the 5 lap to go leaderboards come out. Peter Foster, one of our rookies in the Green Eye Monster, the Ford Falcon Craig Lowndes livery. He's circulating P10 at the moment, not a bad job. Anders Anderson in the Jamie Whincup car, he's from Sweden. He's in our store at the moment at Racecentre. He's currently in P11. Taking the corners quite easy. Billy Fraser's parked it, and that's another DNF. Daniel Grace is circulating in P13 at the moment. Back up front, Hello Caesar, this is where the competition's at. As we're on board with Opposano at the moment, you can see how close it is. Opposano really taking the outside line, trying to get on the gas early, a nice smoother run as they're going down the back straight. It's a big field here tonight. We've got 16 drivers here tonight, so on this short circuit really causing some traffic issues. It's bringing a lot of action, which is good to see. Back with Caesar up front and Opposano, and yet we've got another couple of back markers. Trying to see who that is. P9, that looks like Bryce Royal just in front, but we might have another driver in front of them. No, Liam's coming for a set of tyres. Peter Foster moves up into P9, and that's who it was. Now we've got Opposano and Caesar coming around for lap 13. Someone's just gone straight ahead there in the Shell Helix car. So that's Flack closely behind. That's unfortunately Liam's just got a pit lane penalty. That's either drive-through or stop and go. Unfortunately, either bringing too much speed into the corner. We've got Shell Helix coming off. Hopefully he doesn't rejoin, and no, he's taking control of that car. Flack's further behind. It might get to him at the hairpin here. Of course. I've got Brad Martin and Thomas Paul back together again as Thomas Paul just runs straight. I'm sure he's waiting for... looks like Thomas Paul's got a penalty as well. He's cut the track. He went straight. So unfortunately that's given him either a drive-through or a stop and go. I can't really see from the commentary box as to which one he's being given, but there he goes into the pit. So that's given Bradley Martin free space for, that brings Ronaldo Ito up into P5 at the moment. So he's gained a couple of positions there through penalties, but Caesar coming behind Daniel Grace, the Shell Helix. Hopefully he stays out of the way. Or he's just cut in. They almost clipped the back of Opposano. Opposano locking up into the hairpin. That's given Hello Caesar a bit of breathing space. Halil's supporting Jason Richards' livery, like a dedication at Jason Richards. He's a local hero who passed away a few years ago. And usually we remember Jason Richards every time we come to Pukekohe for the Jason Richards Cup. We're on the last lap now. It's Halil Caesar and Opposano for 1-2. Everyone else is spaced out quite a fair bit now. Looks like Bakers and Anderson are back in the pits for tyres, but it's the last lap, so definitely couldn't make that work. Looks like Caesar, Opedisano and Black going to be a top 3. Which order between these two, we'll see. It's currently it's Halil Caesar come around, last couple of corners to go, and Opedisano's, unless he makes a mistake here, it's all his for race 1. 15 laps. Congratulations, Halil Caesar crossing the line. That's Opedisano in second, and here comes Flack in P3. That brings Bradley Martin. He's at the hairpin. He's currently in P4, but P5 of Ronaldo Ito's catching. You can see him just in the background there, but there's not enough track to go for him to advance. As we see Brad Martin crossing the line, taking P4. Oh, almost lost it there, but pretty safe in front of Ronaldo Ito, just behind him in the monster car. Peter Foster, first race of the season for him. He'll finish in P6. After that earlier incident, he's moved up into P6 for his first race. Thomas Paul, unfortunately, serving his penalty. He's going to drop down a few more spots. That's him exiting pit lane, so that's the finish for him. So positions are changing as half of the guys are in pit lane. Looks like it's... we'll just wait for everyone to cross the line before we can see the results there. Liam Tollard, with that earlier incident, he'll finish in P10. Anders Anderson still circulating to finish off the lap there. And we've got Daniel Grace as well. Okay, so race results. It's Halil Caesar taking the win. Daniel Opedisano in P2. Scott Black P3. Bradley Martin 4. Ronaldo Ito. Peter Foster in 6. Thomas Paul comes home in P7. Unfortunate for him, getting a couple of penalties. And that's Liam Tollard Williams. David Baker. Bryce Royal P9. Rounding out the, we'll just go back. Who was in P10 at the moment? No, we got 9 and 9. So I think that's Bryce Royal in 10, and we'll go for Anders Anderson. Daniel Grace in P12. Billy Fraser in P13. Thomas Foster retiring early in P14. Hayden Warrington 15, and Troy Chislowski rounding out the top 16. All right, we'll go to a commercial break and we'll be right back. With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
Okay, welcome back. We're gridding up for race 2. The first race is quite a doozy, so the reverse grid's going to be even more exciting tonight. So okay, so I've got Anders Andersson from Sweden. He'll be starting in pole. Bryce Robb, Bradley Martin, Liam Tully in 5 and 6, Ronaldo Ito in 7, Halil Caesar in 8. Thomas Foster, who had that early DNF, he'll be starting in P9. Scott Flack in P10, Daniel Passano P11, and Daniel Grace will start at the back, being a rookie in P12. So very nervous. Driver's still new on the circuit, and the guys are really getting used to who else is on circuit and what their driving style's like. So this really helps helps to know how, you know, the spatial awareness and who knows how to pass and leave room and good racing space. As we saw in the earlier race before, a couple of guys really know how to race bumper to bumper, but there's a few other guys who aren't up to speed with their racecraft at the moment. But that's what we like. We like to look after the rookies. If you want to join us, please get in contact with us for next round. It's where did I say that was? Phillip Island next round in 2 weeks on the 25th of November. So we're watching Brad Martin, who was our biggest climber from that first race, gaining about 8 spots, finishing in P4. Great result from him. Got Halil Caesar just behind him in the Cooler Master entry and the Jason Richards tribute livery. David Baker in one of the 2 Monster Energy cars. Just rolling up to the grid now. Anders Andersson and Bryce Royal. Looking like a typical V8 supercar start with Red Bull and Shell on the front row. This will have quite a different result in the turn 3 and 4. So the guys just gridding up to their box now. Okay. So just watch David Baker's. We've got driver cam with him at the moment. You can see on screen he moving up into P2 already, almost going to take the lead. I can see Jed at the back, but no cars off screen. Baker trying to get a good run on the inside in turn 1. Anders Andersson really slotting into P3 at the moment, but it's David Baker up front. Just had a Bryce Royal in the Shell Helix car. Anders Andersson trying to stay out of the way of everybody. But further down the pack, it's piling on at the moment. Anders Andersson trying to hold his own. He's got the inside line. Breaks early, but Halil Caesar tapping him down the back. Even though he's a rookie, he's still got to expect a car to break earlier than him, as he was race 1's winner. We've got Ronaldo Ito back in the second Monster car there, and Thomas Foster climbing up the ladder at the moment. Liam Tolo Williams in the Boost Mobile, he's up there. Scott Flack still stuck back there in P9 at the moment. He should have made a couple of spots by now, but it's David Baker back out in front. On screen in the driver cam there, he's out there by himself. He's 2 seconds ahead of Bryce Royal, who's actually in that driver cam on your right-hand side there in the distance. So it's David Baker, Bryce Royal, and Bradley Martin battling it out. It's a 20-lap race, this one, so the guys have got plenty of time to make their way to the front. David Baker's got fastest lap at the moment with a 108.629. Just go further back to see Bradley Martin trying to get on the back of Bryce Royal there in the Shell Helix car. Driving for Aces. They're side by side. This isn't going to go. Great racecraft from these two. Look at them go as Bryce Roll just slightly bumps. See the gap there. Bryce Roll just pushing it wide, coming into brakes. He's going to... As they come together through the first turn, he's lost a bit of speed. You can see him just getting swamped. He's outbraked himself into the first turn. Just have to give Bryce Roll a bit of a warning there. Outbraking himself into turn 3. It's a big bunch there. Look at the big bottlenecking here. I can hear someone's in pit lane at the moment. You can hear the whistles coming as they enter pit lane. Ronaldo Ito in P4, but it's still David Baker out in front by himself. He's now got a 4-second lead ahead of Foster as we saw Royal and Martin come together in T3. As here comes Thomas Foster. He was in our earlier driver cam, but we've lost his inside driver cam at the moment. So it's Baker out in front, Foster chewing that deficit down to now 2.8 seconds. Pretty soon we're going to see a 4-way battle for the lead as Ronaldo Ito is in P4 at the moment. Go on board with Tom Foster, and further back Bradley Martin, 4th in the first race, now in P3, and he's got Ronaldo Ito right behind him, and here comes Scott Flack, already up into P5. Awesome effort. Peter Foster, after that earlier race, Halil Caesar, Opposano. These are some names you don't expect to see down the back of the pack. As we see Peter Foster, there's Halil in 7, and Opposano in P8 at the moment. So that's going to be a battle between them. You watch them climb up to the front as we see Bradley Martin and Ronaldo Ito sticking together, and here comes Foster on the back of Baker. As we go on, and the shell helix has just spun. The guys just split around. That's Daniel Grace, and he's stayed there. Great job to let the field go. You can see the race face on David Baker as he tries to hold off Thomas Foster. Tries to hold off Thomas Foster in P2, but he's just run wide. That's going to cost him time. He's going to have to get real defensive here. The head goes down. It looks like he's... No, he's going to hold in and come in the braking zone. Heavy braking, 3rd gear, down to 2nd, and it's a double left here. It looks like Foster's going out wide to get a better run. You'll see this come in and play down the back straight. As you see Baker just locking up there under brakes, trying to stay in front of Foster. Foster taking the curves quite high. Bradley Martin coming up the back too. That gap's down to 1.48 seconds now. And this is back in the pack up at the moment. This is great to see. Our biggest gains for this race is definitely Thomas Foster, 7 positions up, and Andy Anderson. Anders Anderson is dropping back down into P10. Still Baker out in front of Foster. Martin, Ito and Flack just a couple of seconds behind. Caesar and Opposano stuck behind, and there's a penalty for Bryce Royal. That's a pit lane infringement. David Baker trying all sorts of lines to get a better run out the front. Bradley Martin's just spun it out the back. We'll see when we can go back and check that one out. That's Bradley Martin. We'll go to the replay, see if it's working tonight. No, that's not working. So we'll go back live because the action's still up front. So we see a few positions changing around. Liam Tollard-Williams up into P3. Big mover after that incident. So Foster's taken the front. So we're still on board with the driver cam with David Baker. We'll just go to Foster. And here comes Rinaldi. That's, no, that's Baker still behind. Chasing him down. So they're still out in front. We're on board with Baker. See down the second gear on the revs early, short shift into third. Baker has time to look around and check where everyone is. Looks like he's got wheel mirrors at the moment, but you can see the mirrors on screen. We see Daniel Grace in the background just struggling to stay on track at the moment. But Baker's only 0.8 behind Foster, with Edo dropping back now after that earlier incident. And he's just spun around as we've crossed to him. And he's dropping down the field quite rapidly, as we've got Caesar and Opedisano up where they belong. Looks like Liam Tollard-Williams has received a penalty, probably going straight ahead onto the back straight. Looks like an instant drive-through, so it's very important not to... Oh. Anders Anderson doing well to keep it straight while the not the leaders, but it looks like that's could be Bryce Royal behind Opedisano there. Anders Anderson, that's Bradley Martin and Scott Flack. They're in P4 and 5 at the moment. Edo regaining into P6 after that earlier incident. David Baker's coming to the pits for a set of tyres. That earlier trying to stay out the front's definitely cost him on tyres, as he's burning them up trying to keep Foster at bay. But David Baker received a pit lane penalty, speeding in pit lane. It's only a 40 km an hour speed limit here at Pukekohe, as Foster comes up behind. Looks like that's Baker. So it's Baker just about to be lapped, and Baker's got to serve that penalty. So we go back up the front. Hello Caesar's made his way back up into P2, and Opedisano right behind him in P3 at the moment. So we see Thomas Foster getting through the back markers. I won't say back markers because David Baker is pitted, so unfortunately it's a long pit lane, and it's a slow pit lane as well, so you definitely want to avoid a visit through pit lane. As you can see, Baker just coming through trying to get it down to 40 km an hour. It's going to bottleneck everyone if they come in right after one another. But it's Flack still chasing down Martin in P4 and 5, as Baker, unfortunately, after leading the race for the first few laps, he's not too happy. Looks like Brad Martin's in for his set of tyres, and now Flack's moved up into P2. Hello Caesar also in the lane for a set, and Opedisano. So is Foster going to make this work by himself out front? We're halfway through the race, definitely punishing on these tyres. Both Caesar and Opedisano pushing hard to get back to the front, but that's also probably cost them tyre wear out front. So definitely looks like races 2 and 3 will include a pit stop, as we see at the moment. So this is mixing up the results. Looks like everyone's in pit lane at the moment. It's the busiest place to be. Peter Foster moves up into P4 at the moment. I hope he's looking after his tyres, as he's in P4. Father of Thomas Foster out in front. So that's a father-son combo we see at the moment. Bryce Royal also very punishing pit lane at the moment. Everyone receiving pit lanes, but the front runner's definitely doing enough to stay out in front and not causing accident, or getting pit lane penalties. As we see Anders Anderson coming out of pit lane, trying to warm up the tyres while in pit lane. 12 laps in, and it's Thomas Foster out in front, coming down the back straight, and That's it, little Caesar right behind him, but he's a lap down at the moment. And it's going to be hard for me to tell who's who because it's all mixed up. I'll have to rely on the timing screen at the moment. They're just coming up to the back of back marker. That's so that's Foster trying to get in pit lane. He just got balked, and that's Caesar going past. So Caesar's got the opportunity to unlap himself here as he crosses the line with Opedisano right behind him. These guys didn't receive a pit lane penalty, so they've done the right thing. And now they'll got to sprint a full lap while we see Thomas Foster pit. And here it goes. Scott Flack's already gone through, but we've got to watch Foster and where Halil Caesar is, as it looks like they're the virtual leaders at the moment. As we see Foster come out of pit lane, I think Ronaldo's already pitted, but Foster, where's Halil Caesar? He's coming around into the hairpin, so it looks like Thomas Foster's done enough to come out of pit lane, but the job's not done yet. He's still got to exit pit lane. And here comes Halil Caesar. Going to switch back between them, and that's Foster coming out of pit lane. And where's... no, that's Peter Foster. That's Thomas Foster coming out of pit lane, and Caesar and Opedisano coming across. So on the timing screens, looks like Thomas Foster's in a hairpin at the moment, and that's Halil. And we can see the gap there. Scott Flack's still out in front, but there he is. He's coming in the pits for his set of tyres. Probably not enough to hold the front. Ronaldo Ito. We'll see who has and who hasn't pitted. Anyone hasn't pitted? Peter Foster's in the pits now. Ronaldo Ito is out the front. He hasn't pitted, so he's probably not our virtual leader, but he's our on-track leader at the moment, out in P1. He's racing with us from Indonesia. So he joined us on the F1 League last week, and he's keen to join our other races. So he's here tonight in our V8s, really getting to grips with that. So we'll go back to the timing screens as we see Thomas Foster in P2. Flack's still coming out of pit lane. Halil Caesar crossing the start-finish line at the moment, so he's definitely taken back P3 at the moment with Opedisano, and Flack should be exiting back into P5. But where's Brad Martin? We haven't seen Brad Martin. There he is. As Scott Flack's just received a pit lane penalty, probably speeding into pit lane at the moment. So that's costly for him. That'll mean Bradley Martin will move up into P4 as he did in the first race. So from a reverse grid, he's gained a lot of positions. Great job from Brad Martin. He's on a fly tonight. Daniel Opedisano with the fastest lap of the race at the moment. He's on... He's done a 59.851. Tonight we see yellow flag in Sector 1. We can see Daniel Grace still struggling. Lost his front bumper and rear at the moment. So looking like a sedan car that needs to go to the wreckers. But I don't think that's performance affecting his performance at the moment. It's only a visual effect. So we see Caesar and Opedisano still neck and neck. 8 seconds behind Foster in P1, and we're still waiting for Ronaldo Ito. Now this is of course if Ronaldo is actually driving on a set and doesn't actually need to pit. Maybe he's done enough. He's got a 23-second gap, so he's just got to nurse that till the end of the race. So it really depends on whether he's done enough to stay out in front. We see Flack coming through pit lane again. Looks like just a drive through, so it's in and out. I think I need to take a breath. There's Ronaldo, Ito, David Gracie. Flack coming out of pit lane now. Definitely hasn't stopped as there's no timer. Where's Peter Foster? Peter Foster, first night of racing tonight. He's been practicing hard to get up to speed, and it's already brought in results. He finished the first race in P6, and he's already in P6 for race 2. He's looking good for a result here. David Baker's his only threat, 6. He's just run wide, probably looking in the mirrors, waiting for his son No, that's David Baker looking in the screen there. Not too sure what's going on there, but he's got Scott Flack chasing him from behind. So that's probably what he's looking at. Ronaldo Ito, he's on yellow, so that is the harder compound. So he's only got 3 laps to nurse this, so I think he's going to get this job done. So we're saying virtual leader to Thomas Foster, but on track, it's now looking like Ronaldo Ito's done enough to stay out in front. He's got to nurse 20 seconds over 3 laps on hard tyres, so he's definitely made the right choice for this race. This has definitely caught Foster, Caesar and Opposano off guard, as they've all had to pit for tyres, and it's running the risk of receiving a penalty because it is such a slow pit lane here at New Zealand, Pukekohe. It's only 40k an hour. Liam Tollard's back in P9 in the Boost Mobile. It's also his first race with us tonight. We see Black just taking Baker for P7. But Liam Tollard Williams racing with us from Tasmania. Bryce Royal in the Shell Helix car. He was up the front for a while there, and Anders Andersson from Sweden. He's racing with us in the shop at the moment. And Daniel Grace is back in the pits. Ronaldo Ito doing a smashing job. Looks like 2 or 3 laps to go. He's got plenty of track ahead of him. I'd say the guys are going to be running on hard tyres for the next race for sure. As mentioned before, Ito's really caught them all off guard, and he's undercut them all by not needing to pit. And this really shows the importance of judging whether you really need to come through the lane for a set of tyres. As we see Anders Andersson just spinning there in front of the guys, so he'll just reverse and straighten up there. We see Thomas Foster, Opposano is coming up to the back. So this is, I'm just sure if that's Baker just in front. Yeah, that's Baker. Let Caesar and Opposano go. He's in P8 at the moment, really struggling, not too happy, as we can see from our driver cam. Really frustrated that he got that early penalty, and it sees him drop back into P8. That yellow compound on the tyres, just waiting for that shell car to move out of the way. For the leading car, they should be getting blue flags, so they just move off the line slightly. Foster reducing that deficit, but it's still down to 15 seconds. Ronaldo Ito doing enough to hold it out in front. That's Flack in the background, but he's in P6 at the moment. So even though they're together, they're about a lap difference, because Scott Flack received that earlier penalty, unfortunately. So that saw him come through the lane twice now. A little Caesar, and that's Peter Foster in the AU Falcon paint livery, the old Lounsey livery. Will Opposano creep up the back as they get slowed up? And here he comes, Opposano getting a good run down the main straight, crossing the start-finish line, but it's Ronaldo Ito on the last lap of the race. 20 laps, it looks like he's done enough. So we see someone else just outbraking themselves, cutting across the track there. Looks like Daniel Grace at the moment. Ronaldo Ito coming out of the hairpin in P1. He's got a full 13-second gap to Thomas Foster in P2 with Caesar and Opposano. This will be a thing to watch once we watch Ronaldo Ito across the start-finish line. And he's done enough. Congratulations. Job well done. Ronaldo Ito in the Monster Energy car crossing the line in P1. Excellent job from him. First race in the V8s with us tonight, all the way from Indonesia, so great job to him. And that's Thomas Foster crossing the line in P2. Scott Flack will take the checkered, but he'll finish in P6. And here's the gap, Hillel Caesar and Daniel Opposano crossing the line. That gives Bradley Martin P5 a surprise, as we expected Ronaldo Ito to dropped back in after that pit stop, but because he didn't have to, that's kept Bradley Martin for aces crossing the line in P5. We saw Flack Baker's already in the pits. Peter Foster's already in the pits. Okay, so that leaves Liam Tollard-Williams out in P9 at the moment. So that's Liam Tollard-Williams. Bryce Royal has parked it in the pits. Anders Anderson about to cross the start-finish line on the main straight. You can see him getting really loose, hitting the wall there. And Daniel Grace is coming in. So we'll just wait for Liam Tollard-Williams. We'll just show you the results there. So finishing the race, it was Ronaldo Ito, P1. Great job from him. Thomas Foster finishing P2. Halil Caesar just keeping in front of Daniel Opposano for a P3-4 finish. Bradley Martin rolling across in P5 ahead of Scott Flack, who received that earlier penalty. David Baker also pit lane penalty, speeding into pit lane. He finishes in P7. Peter Foster, P8 for his second race of the season with us. Liam Tollard-Williams from Tasmania in P9. Bryce Royal in P10. And that leaves Anders Anderson in P11 and Daniel Grace finishing the race in P12. Alright, we'll just go to another commercial break and we'll sort out the grid for race 3, 40 lapper. Winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julie and James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to... What's Daniel's last name? Oh, sorry. Daniel Grace. Grace. And how you going, Anders? Oh. How you going?
Yeah, good. I think it's most of it now. It's the how to go for the first quarter. I get the and also the everything I know I don't have to install go ask for it's I could a bit too hard on how you process the product.
Yeah, and that means you're just using the front side. Take a break. We're not starting quali for another 30 minutes. Yeah, there's some in the fridge. Hey, buddy. Yeah, good. Oh, shit. I need to email you guys about tomorrow.
Bodyguard.
Yes, please.
Okay. With arm.
Hey?
Arm.
Oh, one of those special guns.
Army, I have a special button.
Special, all right. Yeah, tell me about it.
I told you, just email him. Why you forgot?
It's fucking hot. It was okay during the day.
No. Don't point.
That's an intake. The next one's the outtake.
Email them.
Yeah.
Don't forget to email.
Just, okay, just about to get underway. We just saw the grid, but we're going green, green, green. Ronaldo up in P2. Looks like Opposano is just tucking in behind Caesar. Rinaldi's just letting everyone go through. That's what Caesar taking us into the turn 3. Opposano close behind. Scott Flack, Brad Martin, and Bacon getting caught up again, but they're all through pretty cleanly. Looks like Peter Foster's dropped back a little bit there, but it's Halil out front, Daniel Opposano coming into the back straight, second gear switchback, and then a quick sprint up to the hairpin. Looks like Daniel Grace has spun out, but it's Caesar leading us through the first lap. Rinaldi just getting a bit tied up in the hairpin there as we've got Scott Flack right behind him in the Aussie green and gold, the mellow yellow Days of Thunder colours. He's got a good run on Rinaldi Ito. Looks like Ito's still on hard tyres there. You can see the yellow compound as he drops back into P4. Brad Martin and Thomas Foster. I didn't see that before, but he's dropped back a couple of spots there. Looks like Foster's, no, that's exactly where he started, but I'm expecting him up a bit closer, to be honest, on the first lap, but never mind. I'm sure he's got 40 laps looking after his tyres, maybe, as he chases down Brad Martin. And that's Ronaldo Ito in P4 at the moment. Back up front, it's our usual two. Halil Caesar posting the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 1:06, but that'll change as we cross the line. There he goes, posting the fastest lap of the race. Halil Caesar with a 1 minute flat, 0.653, definitely managing those tyres there. So it looks like Scott Flack's moved up into P3. I can hear yellow sector. It sounds like you can see on the map on the top right hand corner where the accidents are. Position 12, that's Daniel Grace, but Foster getting up behind Brad Martin at the moment. You can see him squeezing up under brakes. We've got a couple of cars here. Tollard Williams changing, swapping positions with David Baker at the moment. Looks like Liam's just given the position back as we'll go back up front. We're on board with Foster at the moment. You see Martin just getting wide. Will he rejoin the track? Okay, he does, but looks like Foster's just rolling past there. It's cost Martin a lot of valuable time, but clear track behind, so all he's got to do is just really regroup and do what he was doing in the first two races, and he should be up the top 5. It's Halil Caesar still up front with a Jason Richards tribute livery, the white bonnet dedicated to the Kiwi Jason Richards. Usually in real life this is they're racing for the Jason Richards Cup, so he thought he'd pay tribute to the great V8 driver who unfortunately passed away due to brain cancer, I think it was. As he's got a 0.7 second lead ahead of Opedasano. Opedasano just managing the time there, keeping in touch with the front. Looks like Grace the first to pit as Ronaldo Ito's dropping back in P5. Foster coming up to the back of him now. You see two different lines. Ronaldo Ito really going wide, but that's affected when he can get on the gas. The speeds, he's getting up into the draft, and Ronaldo's going to come in. But looks like Foster's too experienced and gets him on the inside. Ronaldo thinks better and just says, oh, this is a long race. We've got 35 laps to go. So let Thomas Foster go and then chase him through the rest of the field. As Ronaldo drops back into P5 and Thomas Foster moves up into P4. Up the front is still Caesar, Opedasano, Flack, and you can see Flack joining the back of this group now. The gap's pretty much the same as we cross the start-finish line. It's only lap 6 at the moment. We've got 34 to go. We'll see that white compound, that's a soft compound for Halil Caesar, so that's probably why we're seeing him up the front and why Ito's dropping back. We'll try and get a look on the compounds for the front runners. Definitely looks like Caesar on the soft compound and Opedasano on the soft compound as well. As you can see from the white writing on the side of the tyre wall. Just go back and see if we can see Flack, and he's on yellow. So he's on hards as well, doing a great job to stay in touch on the harder compound. Thomas Foster on white, that's soft. And Ronaldo on yellow, which is the hards. So different compounds, definitely causing the different track position at the moment. But these guys have really got to manage those soft tyres. Whether they've done this by mistake, I'm not too sure. Or whether they know it's going to be a two-stopper and they're just going to smash out those soft tyres to get us to the end of the 40-lap race. They definitely needed to pit once through that 20-lap race, so maybe they can stretch it out for one stop. We'll see. But my money's on Rinaldi. If he can manage those hards, he won't need to pit one less time. As we're following Daniel Opedisano at the moment. Coming into the hairpin, down to second. He's dropped it into first just to get it to turn in. But he's short shifting out so he doesn't wheel spin coming out of the turn because the V8s get quite lively down there. Just got to back off and back on again to get the car to turn in. He's back on full gas as they come around the 7th lap of the race. Down the main straight in front of the big crowd here. Good to see the Kiwis coming out for the Anzac round. Race 3, 40 laps, final race of the night. Opedisano really trying to get the job done here. He shows the nose on the inside, but sees it too strong under brakes there. And Flack's ahead of Foster. I heard on the radio Bradley Martin's just come off. That's David Baker just spinning in the background there. That's going to cost him a lot of time. He's not got his head in the game and it's really costing him. He's not focused enough. His regular simulator's actually out offside at the moment, so he feels a bit uncomfortable on a different sim, but it's Opedisano trying to get the job done on C's to really get on the inside. Looks like they're catching the back markers at the moment after lap 9. Flack's definitely closing in on these guys. Looks like Grace doing well to stay on the inside there, letting the faster guys through. And here comes Scott Flack. Hopefully he gets into the braking zone before he meets the back marker. And yes, he does. Good job from those guys. Just giving a warning to Thomas Foster for clipping the back marker there, even though it's a slower car. You still got to give way until track's clear. Looks like Daniel Grace did all he could to let him go, but it's caused an accident. Bit uncharacteristic for Thomas Foster, but we're back up the front. Oh! So it's Cesar Opedisano, Flack in touch there, Thomas Foster. He's really pushing it now on the soft tyres, trying to get up to the front. The gap to Flack's 2.6 seconds. So I'll take this opportunity to see who's the biggest climber of the race at the moment. It's Liam Tollard-Williams up 3 spots and Ito down 3 spots. So everyone gaining. Caesar started on pole and he's still at the front. So he's hasn't gained any. Back to the timing screen, 30 laps to go, only 10 laps down. This is interesting, its pace is pretty hot. The fastest lap's still a 1 minute flat, 0.653. About a second and a half slower than qualify pace. So they're really nursing these tyres, just making them work for them. Doing enough to just keep the tyres in check. So they do one less pit stop, but we'll see that towards the end. Not too sure if anyone's actually stopped at the moment. We've had Grace come through for one and Anders Anderson come through the lane for one set of tyres as well. Just go back with on our driver cam following David Baker tonight in the Monster Energy. It's his first night in the Monster Energy car as he's swapping over for the 2021 season. As old mate has left Shell Helix, Scott McLaughlin, he wants to switch over to the Monster Energy car for next year. That's his good friend behind him, Bryce Royal in the Shell Helix. Liam Tollard Williams is up in P6 doing a fantastic job there. His first race with us tonight from Tasmania. And we had a couple of guys from New Zealand who have dropped out from our first race. I hope we see them again, but first race was a fair bit of carnage, so I think they've gone not putting up with this. So but we'll hope we'll see him back for Phillip Island in 2 weeks' time. We follow Liam Tollard Williams in P6, 13 seconds behind Ronaldo Ito in the other Monster Energy car. Closest gap at the moment, Opposano on Caesar, and look at that. They've been together the whole night, and Anders Anderson just getting in front of Flack there. Couldn't keep it on the track, and that's bringing Foster up into the fold. And Foster takes P3 from Flack at the moment. Unfortunately got caught up in that back marker. So these guys are lapping in the 102s, and the 2 leaders are in the 101s. So about half a second difference between the front group to these two. And there's our first driver in the pit lane. Down to 40k now, very slow pit lane here. They're on the pit limiter, so they're both going the same speed. So it looks like Daniel Grace is not holding him up too much. Go back on board with little Caesar out front. So Foster went to lap 14, so that's definitely a 2-stopper for him. He'll go 14 and probably lap 30. We'll see when these guys pit. They've probably seen Foster pitting now, so they'll probably come and do the same pretty soon. Whether the two come in together, I'm not too sure. I'd say if Caesar comes in, Opposano is going to stay up for about 1 or 2 laps. Depending, so that's Caesar and Opposano still holding out there. Flack's just coming around, and he's staying out for another couple of laps as well. So Caesar's still out in front, Opposano coming up behind Peter Foster at the moment as he just gets out of the way. Great job from him. He's circulating P8, not a bad job for him. Still getting used to these tyres. It's really hard to judge these tyres on your first night. It's on the white compound, so that's the softer compound. And these two just will not let each other go. You see Opposano trying to get up on the inside. He's really just foxing little Caesar, trying to put him off guard, but it's not working. Caesar's a seasoned campaigner. I think that's Foster just in front of them. So for Foster to pit and be out just out in front of these guys is quite fortunate, because I say in the pit manoeuvre, in the pit stops, they'll come back out in front. Foster will stay out in front ahead of these guys. I forgot to time how long a pit stop actually takes here in New Zealand, but it is a long and slow pit lane. So the least pit stops you gain, and that's how we saw Rinaldi taking the win in race 2. So he's up into P4 as Thomas Foster's pitted for tyres. Bradley Martin is locking up theirs, and he's on hards at the moment, so I'm not too sure whether his strategy is working for him. He might be coming into the pits at the moment. No, he stays out for another lap. here, guys, in pit lane. That's Daniel Grace coming in again. Probably received a penalty for the first visit through. These guys really split up over the whole track here. You see Obadasano just taking that tighter line. He's getting a quicker run out as he's chasing down Hello Caesar in P1. Crowd definitely enjoying it here at Pukekohe. They're getting quite lively. They're loving the show at the moment. There's Caesar and Obadasano down the back of the race course there. You see Anderson and Grace still in the pit lane as Caesar and Obadasano come through. Will we see them blink and jump in the lane? Not yet, so maybe they're banking up a few laps or trying to get to lap 20, which is the halfway mark on these softs. So, damn, that's a good stint on these soft tyres. So we see Thomas Foster starting to light up the timing screens. There's a bit of a mix-up there. That's Daniel Grace, and I think that could have been Edo. No, it looked like David Baker getting caught up with Daniel Grace there. And here comes Caesar and Obadasano locking up the fronts there. He's got to move the bias just to look after the fronts, otherwise he's not going to make it to lap 20. I'd say the tyre wear's getting right down to the end there. All they've got to do is stay out for 2 more laps, and it's only a 1-minute lap, but with these tyres, they're lapping in the 102 still. The fastest one out there is Thomas Foster at the moment. He's circulating in 1-minute flats. Scott Black, we haven't seen much of him tonight, but he's still in P3. Trying to get, and there's Obadasano. He's the first one to blink. So I'd say Caesar's going to come in a lap early. He just couldn't make it. We saw him lock up there. That probably cost him a lot of rubber and definite flat spotting as he broke hard behind Hello Caesar, but that allows Halil. So as Obadasano's in pit lane, he's dropping down the timing screens, but Foster's down the back straight. So even though it looks like he's a fair way back, I'd say he's going to come round right when Obadasano comes out of the pit lane, so we'll keep an eye on that. That just means Caesar's still out on track ahead. He doesn't want to lose too much time as his last lap was a 103, so their times are dropping. Black's doing 104s, as you can see him just running wide there. So Obadasano, where is he? He's coming out of pit lane. So where's Thomas Foster? He's coming on the main straight. So as I said, they're going to be coming out together. We'll follow Obadasano. And there they are together on screen. So and there's Thomas Foster in the background. And we know that Foster's got to pit one more time because he's got about 5 laps on these tyres, and he's got to chase down Obadasano if he's going to make this work. He's not far enough ahead, so probably his 2-pit strategy. And there is Hello Caesar coming in for his set. So now we'll see whether the undercut works or the overcut works. So it's only a lap difference. They've just got to come in clean, not give away penalty. So where's Obadasano? He's coming into the hairpin. So looks like Caesar's going to lose his position here as Obadasano's going to come and clean up. But looks like Caesar's pit lane is towards the back end of the pit lane, and you can see just there, that's Obadasano coming down the main straight. So is Foster. And where's Caesar? Caesar's coming out of the lane, so it's the 3 of them together. You just see Foster going through in P3. And where's Edo in all this? Edo's in P2 at the moment, and Black's out in front, just catching back markers as back markers are trying to stay out of the way, but it's a fast section. So he's out in front. So now we've got a 3-way battle. It's going to be Obadasano, Foster and Caesar down the back with 20 laps remaining. This is halfway, guys. Like, Daniel needs to make these tyres last 2 more laps than what he did on the previous stint for it to work. Otherwise, he's going to pit right before the end of the race. So even though he knows Foster's right behind him chasing, and there's Foster and Caesar, he's got to stay out and just control those tyres. So I'll just show you the championship table at the moment. Opposano, Caesar, Foster, and they're the three names that we're watching at the moment as we go around on lap 21 of 40. So I heard a few expleets on from Bryce Royal's car over the team radio. Scott Flack taking us round for lap 22 in the lead ahead of Ronaldo Ito. He's going to try and make that set of tyres work. Both Flack and Ito are both on the hards. So they're yet to pit, and it's lap 22. I'll just see who's actually pitted and who hasn't. So the top three haven't pitted. Bradley Martin also hasn't pitted, and he's another one on hards. But there's Opposano right behind him. So that strategy's not going to work for him. But if these three get together, they're going to start spending a lot of rubber on that set of tyres, which they can't afford to do. So Brad Martin just needs to stay there, probably pit now, and not get in the way of these guys or himself, and keep the rhythm. Just come in for a new set and make those, get another set of hards and go to the end of the race. So that's Opposano currently in P3. Got Caesar, Foster down the main straight. Caesar on the inside, Foster taking us through though in P4 ahead of Caesar. It looks like a 3-car battle for P4 at the moment. They're our fastest, and that's Flack coming in for his set of tyres. He's going back to hards, it looks like. The yellow no, that's soft. So he's going to come on the soft and try and make them work to the end of the race. Sorry, yellow's hard. So yeah, he'll come in for another set of hards. Ronaldo Ito taking the lead, 25 seconds ahead, so he's got to pit soon, otherwise he's going to get caught from Opposano and Foster. And here's our three musketeers, Opposano, Foster and Caesar, now fighting for a lead in P2. But I dare say Foster's got to pit again, otherwise he's got to make these soft tyres last an extra 5 laps more than the guys he's battling with at the moment. So we see Anders Anderson just turning around in the Red Bull car there. So guys take us through the hairpin. It's Ronaldo Ito out in front, still 24 seconds ahead. Baker, who we haven't seen much of tonight, he's battling in P9. This is not where he wants to be. He needs to move up a bit more if he's going to climb the championship table. And Peter Foster is coming in the pits for his set of tyres. He's was on whites. We'll see if they change. Oh, we've lost him there, so we'll just go back to the lead. Ronaldo Ito in P1 from racing with us from Indonesia on the hard tyres. He's doing a great job showing the boys how it's done, how to manage those tyres, as he brings us round for lap 25 of 40. Flack back in the pits. I'm not too sure what that is, so hopefully that's not a pit lane penalty. I dare say that is, so that's cost him in. That's going to put him out of the race for the top 3. That's Opposano in P2. Caesar, Foster just gaining over Caesar. We've got a back marker getting in the way there. And here comes Caesar in the background. And Flack as well. So Flack's just coming out of pit lane. So it's going to get pretty busy in a turn 3. Let's hope he doesn't skid through and take any of the guys out, as that's black P7. So I'm sure he'll move back up, but at the moment he's got a bit of work to do. That means Liam Tollard Williams is keeping quiet. He's keeping his head down, and he's in P5 at the moment. So it looks like there was an incident. I'd say there was an incident with Foster and Caesar, because Obadasano is now 12 seconds ahead of those two. So we've missed that. Unfortunately, I can't go back. The replay function not working that well. So we'll just follow this. Caesar take it back the position from Foster. Foster's really got to look after those tyres, so there's not much point trying to race with these guys, as Caesar's got a better strategy on his set of softs, second set of softs. Foster can try and force the issue and make him work those softs harder, which is going to mean he's going to have to pit again, which could fall into Foster's hand, but at the moment he's just got to look after him. It looks like Flack's back in the lane yet again. So it looked like he did a stop and go, but I'm not too sure if he's just got to serve a drive-through, and that's why we keep seeing him not serving that pit lane penalty. Yeah, we've just got Ryan Mortimer commenting on the tyres. Yeah, they're definitely burning up a lot of tyres here. 12 sets, because these guys are going through 3 sets each, really. It's a great battle up front. So we're watching Ronaldo Ito out front, 20 seconds. So the lead's not really reducing that much. Can we see whether... So Ronaldo still hasn't pitted. He's probably stretching it so when he does pit, he can come out on the softs and really chase these guys down, but that's going to cost him time, as Obadasano's only 18 seconds back. So if he pits now, we'll see him back out in P2 and stronger tyres for the end of the race. So he's only got to make them work for 12 laps. And he definitely made the hards work for over 20 laps on the previous lap, which saw him win the race there. So we see Foster still in touch with Caesar out in P3 for Foster's fence and fix. We've lost his driver cam, so we're unable to show you Thomas driving from home at the moment. His father's joining us, Peter Foster, for the first time tonight, as he's in P7, just ahead of David Baker at the moment. Doing a great job just to keep his head down, look after those tyres. We can see Baker trying to get up the inside, not the place to overtake really. But this looks like a 3-way battle now. Bradley Martin's coming in for his set. I think that's his second set, and we could see everyone moving up the timing screens as Martin's still in pit lane getting his tyres done. This is Peter Foster, David Baker, and that's Liam Tollard Williams from Tasmania in P5. Actually, the two in front will start to get the blue flag, as I think Tollard Williams is a lap ahead of these guys. So even though they're trying to race with each other, as Thomas Foster's coming in the lane again, he's coming in on softs, and he's going to get 4 new boots and come out. I'd say stay on softs because he's only got 11 laps to go. We can watch. No, he's gone to hards, so he's not making those softs work. He's only got 11 laps to go. You would have thought he'd stay on softs, to be honest. But he's going to rejoin back in... well, he's done enough to still be in P4, but these guys are coming around. Looks like Baker and Tollard Williams swapping position. Baker doing enough to stay out front, but Tollard's definitely got the right of way as he's coming around to lap these guys. we've got Foster and Foster, Baker, Martin, Flack. So the two guys either side. It's four into one. It's not going to go. Don't know who to chase at the moment. There's 4 cars really battling at the moment. Flack and Baker trying to get away and not receive penalty for not yielding to blue flags. We've got 10 laps to go. Bradley Martin joining back in P9 at the moment. He's on fresh tyres, so he's going to move up. Thomas Foster ended up rejoining in P5. And he's got a fresh set, so he's going to reduce this as Ito's still out on track, yet to pit, so I don't know how he's doing it, but he's making these tyres last for the rest of the race. As lap 31, he's got to hold a 12-second gap ahead of Opedasano, who's definitely dropping those times. But we'll go back to Flack and Liam Tollard Williams. He's just ran it a bit wide there, allowing Martin to come up the back there. Martin's trying to go up the inside of Tollard Williams. He's taking a nice tight line. Do we see where Tollard is? He's should be around the outside there as Martin gets the job done. Smart of Tollard Williams just to let him go as Opedasano, and it looks like Renato didn't do enough to stay out, so he'll probably come in for a quick set of softs and just smash the rest of the race to gain a couple of positions. So probably we see Caesar now coming around onto the main straight as Ito's coming in for his set of softs. You can see the white compound, that soft compound. So Opedasano taking the lead, and that's Caesar crossing the line with Ronaldo Ito coming out pit lane. So Liam Tollard Williams, there he is on the back. So Ito's done enough to keep in P3 at the moment. Thomas Foster is who we want to watch too, because he's charging through at the moment, and he's lapping in a what's he lapping in? 101.4, and the leaders are doing 111s and 101.9. Opedasano with a 101.9, Lil Caesar with a 111, so he lost valuable time there. And Ito's out with his pit stop. So it looks like with the pit stop, it's costing about 50 or so seconds, which is almost a full lap of Pukekohe. Where's the action? It's hard to see where the action is. Number 9 is that David Baker. He's coming through behind Scott Flack, who's trying to climb back up the ladder as he's in P6 at the moment. Scott Flack in that green and yellow Days of Thunder livery. And that's we're on board with David Baker. And that's David Baker on screen there in the driver cam. See him trying to turn down the back straight towards the hairpin. Quick squirt. More worried about Daniel Grace at the moment, but he needs to concentrate because he's got the whole... Well, he's letting Martin and Opedasano go. He just doesn't want to come off himself. Otherwise it's going to cost him more time. Wasn't too happy there, letting drivers go. As that's Brad Martin on the back of Opedasano, but that's a lap difference there, so that's not for position. Opedasano out in front with a 20-second lead ahead of Caesar. But with 6 laps to go, we've got Ronaldo Ito on his fresh set of tyres. He's definitely posting the fastest lap of the race at the moment. He's got 17 seconds to get in 6 laps. I'm not too sure if he's going to do it. We'll see how he crosses the line. The front two are definitely still lapping decent times in the 102, so that's not enough for Ronaldo to catch these guys. We've got Thomas Foster in P4. Had to take an extra pit stop because he didn't make that strategy work for him either. Looks like the race is going to be Foster Tollard Williams in P5. That's him in the Boost Mobile entry for Team Sydney. He just runs wide onto the grass. You've still got plenty of grip. As long as you don't back off before you hit the fence, you still keep top speed. Okay, so we've got so Ito's slowly gaining on him as he posts the on the previous lap. He posted the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute flat point 5:09. If you're out there watching, definitely drop us a line, say g'day, give us a shout out. We've got guys driving from Sweden, Indonesia, Tasmania, New South Wales, Queensland, and we did have some New Zealanders in before, but they've dropped out after the first race there. So definitely an international event. And if you want to join us in a fortnight's time at Phillip Island, definitely the race to join us on. Nice wide circuit, open track, about a 1 minute 30 lap, so a bit more space for the guys to overtake each other. Back up front, it's Daniel Opposano, still 18 seconds ahead of Hillel Caesar, with Ito down 15 seconds further back. P3, only 4 laps to go. Will Daniel Opposano have enough to get to the end of the race? We can see Thomas Foster behind him at the moment, but there's a full lap difference. If I'll bring up the gap to leader, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap, and Thomas Foster's coming up to the back, lapping at 101.9s as opposed to Opposano's 102.4s. He's probably going to try and unlap himself, but as long as Opposano doesn't think that they're racing for position, Opposano should be in good position to take the win for race 3. Being a short lap, we can see a lot of guys laps down, but that's not really indicative because it's so easy to lap each other. The numbers are quite high. We'll go to gap to next so we can see the actual position gaps. And everyone's pretty much spaced out. As you can see on the track map on your top right hand side, they're pretty spaced out around the circuit. We've got Opposano stretching that lead out to 19 seconds ahead of Caesar. Ito's still reducing that gap to Caesar in P2, but probably won't be enough with only 3 or 4 laps to go. Opposano letting Foster go to get another hot lap before the end of the race. He needs to claim some sort of victory for race 3. His pit strategy didn't work out for him tonight, and with his early DNF in race 1 has definitely cost him a few points in this this race. He was hoping for 4 races out of 4 rounds out of 4. Thomas Foster, he's definitely won the last 3 races he's been in, so this would have been the 4th, but unfortunately it wasn't his night tonight. I'll just go through the field. It's still Opposano out front. Caesar in P2, 17 seconds behind. He's coming through onto the back straight there. Ronaldo Ito coming across the front straight, so we can see the gap between 2nd and 3rd. Thomas Foster, as we saw before in P4, coming through the hairpin there, just overtaking Daniel Grace in P12. Liam Tollard Williams is doing a great job in P5. His first race with us from Tasmania, doing an excellent job in the Boost Mobile entry. Scott Flack, unfortunately receiving a couple of pit lane penalties, cost him a lot of time there. He's trying to get back at least 1 position, but still with 2 laps to go, I don't think he's going to get that done, so you can lock P6 in for Scott Flack, and further back behind him, Bradley Martin on a different pit strategy, turning around in circulating in P7. Looked like Daniel Grace is stuck in hyperspace at the moment on the entry to the back straight. So Bradley Martin, he drove down from Kingscliff this morning. 3 o'clock this morning he left Kingscliff to make it down for this race tonight, so he's done a lot of driving today. We see him just spin it into the hairpin. probably giving us a show. He knows he's on air, so he's giving us something to watch. Behind him, Peter Foster, also on his first race with us tonight. We've got a few rookies in. He's one of them, doing a great job in the Ford Green-Eyed Monster entry. Craig Lowndes inspired with an 05 racing number. The irony. And that's David Baker, seasoned campaigner, not really enjoying tonight's race in a different sim. Just can't feel comfortable in that car, and he's down in P9. Bryce Royal, his mate, is in for his last set of tyres. Anders Anderson is getting used to the hard braking of the Red Bull, trying to keep it straight. And that's Daniel Grace in P12. Daniel Opedasano on the last lap of the race, coming around the hairpin now. 2 corners to go, lapping Daniel Grace. Here he comes onto the main straight. Daniel Opedasano, race 3, Anzac round V8. Round 11 at Pukekohe, gets the job done. Flash and headlights, congratulations. Daniel Opedasano, 16-second lead ahead of Halil Caesar as he retires to pit lane. And we're just waiting for Halil Caesar to cross the line, coming on the main straight. A 16-second gap. Well done to Halil. He'll probably take out the round after 3 top performing races. Got to do the calculations first, but there's Ronaldo Ito, also expected to finish in the top 3 for tonight's race for the round, and Thomas Foster just approaching the hairpin. Unfortunately, that pit strategy didn't work for him tonight, and the DNF in the first race didn't help his cause this round either, so he'll probably be dropping this round. But Liam Tollard, one of our rookies from Tasmania, he'll be finishing P5 ahead of Flack. Doing a good job for Boost Mobile in the Team Sydney entry. Couple of corners to go for him now. Here it goes, crossing the start finish line to take P5. Great job from him. Liam Tollard Williams from Tasmania. We've got Scott Flack already crossing the line, take the finish, and so too Bradley Martin, Peter Foster. So let's look at the race results there. Just try and bring them up for you. As we've got finishing the race, it's in P1, it's Daniel Opedasano ahead of Halil Caesar, P2. Ronaldo Ito in his maiden race V8's finishing P3. Thomas Foster coming home in P4 for Foster's Fence and Fix. Liam Tollard Williams, as mentioned before, first race from Tasmania, doing a great job in P5. Scott Flack, unfortunately, copying a couple of pit lane penalties, forces him back into P6. Bradley Martin, probably tired from his long drive from Kingscliff this morning, so we appreciate his effort and trying to join us for tonight's race. He finishes in P7. Peter Foster, in his maiden race with us tonight, finishes in P8. David Baker, unfortunately, not happy with his rig tonight, finishing in P9. Bryce Royal just behind him in P10 for the Shell Helix car. First race for him in the Shell Helix. And P11 was Anders Anderson in the Red Bull, doing well for his first race with us tonight. And also Daniel Grace in P12, also another new starter with us tonight. So hopefully we see him for the next race at Phillip Island in 2 weeks' time. So we'll just bring up the schedule. Next round will be at Phillip Island. So make sure you join us for on the 25th of November. That's 2 weeks' time. Same format, 3-race format, and we'll start around 8 o'clock. So if you want to join us for that, race with us on our full motion sims in store or from home, just get in contact with us through Facebook or Discord and make sure you come and get on the grid for next round. So congratulations to the guys tonight. Great racing all round. Very tough event. A lot of cars on a short track makes it very busy on the circuit, but the guys did well, so we appreciate their efforts tonight. Make sure you join us again for next week for round 12 of the V8 League 2020.
It's something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.